Okay, I thought I'd record this one. I'm experimenting with my pour paints, and in the unlikely event that this actually works out nice, I want to remember what I did. I put on gloves because although these paints are non-toxic, they are messy. And I want to try doing, which I have not successfully done, a swipe. I got this guy, like some kind of window cleaner thing. I'm not sure, that might be a little big for me. And I have this guy. But I want to do something that's going to end up looking sort of like a flower garden in the background. And we're going to see how that works. I have some ideas of what I want to try, but I'm, who knows what's going to happen here. And so I'm thinking I want to do some darker greens down here. Not too much up top. Some lighter greens here. Lighter greens up near the top. And maybe some pastel yellow up near the top. What I want to do is have it all be garden, but like you're kind of going up lighter as you get back there, if that makes sense. Oh, let's get some of this green too, some real green. Ooh. Have that kind of all the way up there. I'll put a line of white up here because I think I'm going to swipe up there. Okay, now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to dot different pretty colors and see what happens when I swipe. I guess flowers, they often grow in little clumps together. What I thought I'd do is maybe try like getting a straw and blowing some blossoms on there. Yeah, so truly just whatever. The amount of purple and lavender. Let's do that. Can't have too much purple and lavender. Do you have any of this bright pink anywhere? Don't know how many bright pink flowers there are, but the paints tend to mush a bit. Okay, do we have everything? Now let's try this big one. I'm going to turn it to the side because now I don't have much room now that I put all these paints down there. And what I thought I'd do is try swiping from the top first. Probably need this a little more. I wonder if I can just gush this way. It should be right on the edge if I want to try swiping it, I think. So I understand swiping, which is not at all. I tell you with these gloves that the tendency to finger paint. Now let's see how this guy works as a swiper. Really swiping in there, am I? It's not totally swiping. Let's try this. I want to get partway in here, then I'm going to go back over it because I didn't get all the way down there. Because, I don't actually know what I'm doing. Ooh, well, it ended up swiping up as it went along, didn't it? That's quite a nice swipe. Maybe I just didn't have enough. Oh, gosh, those colors are pretty. You know what I'm going to do before I do anything else is I'm going to lay some of these guys down here. Look how pretty that is on my swiper. I have jewelry blanks I use, and I'm just going to throw some of those on down there because these colors are too pretty to waste. I'm not just going to wipe that off when I could make a jewelry set. But now, I do this so often that now I'm pretty much out of jewelry blanks after this. But look how pretty that is. I wonder if I can use some little thing to scooch them along there. They're so pretty. Let's see if I can just get those off there a little bit. Oh, wow, look how beautiful those colors are. Let's get some in the earring blanks. If I want to do sets, it's important that the earrings end up with the same colors as the pendant. So let me just kind of throw those down there. A bit green central, but that's okay. And put those greens on there. Those are pretty too. But yeah, the trouble with this is I get so intense on how beautiful these colors are that it's hard for me to waste them. I'm just going to set these aside, and I'll pull some of those back out probably. All right, now, let's have another go at this. What I wanted this to do was get lighter as it went up there. So let's try putting a row of white on there. So far, it's not looking that flower gardeny. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've seen things that look more like a flower garden than what this is looking like. I'm hitting that thing. That's not helping me, is it? Ooh, now that kind of worked. Oop, knocked some right off the edge there, but other than that, okay, my swipe technique needs some work. Now that I don't mind wiping off there. That doesn't look all that great. Look, that set was so gorgeous. I was just like, oh man, can't waste that paint. Let me put that to one side. Some people use a wet paper towel. I might want to try that. And let's, thinking it looks almost too light, doesn't it? Let's get some darker colors back in there. What do we got here? Is that green? More or less. Let's just try throwing some darker colors in here. And I'm going to try swiping it again, see if that works. I'm going to try this swiper this time. Oh, that swipes better, doesn't it? Okay, yeah, so that would be good probably for a bigger canvas, but for a smaller canvas, this is kind of the way to go, I think. More even. I had somewhat of a tragedy with my last couple canvases. I use for the 4x4 minis. Okay, that's just looking green more than gardeny. My 4x4 minis, I use canvases that are glued on the sides, which is actually kind of common. That's usually the way they come. And on two of them, I guess the force of the paint pull as it dried was such that it pulled that side right on up there. So now it looks funny. So I don't know. I'm going to see if I can fix it later. I'm just doing this to fill in the sides. I figured why not. Then don't give up. I'm not giving up. You guys don't give up. Never say die when it comes to paint pouring. I'm just, like I said, kind of frosting the cake here is how I think of it on the sides here. Might as well have sides done as not have sides done. Okay, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna kind of let gravity mess with this a little bit, I think, before I start doing anything else with it. As usual, we made a nice mess. Really, really kudos on the mess part here. Okay, we're going to come down here, try and get a kind of more of an even coating here at the edges. You know, it's pretty. It's not putting me in mind of a garden at the moment, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with what I have. Oh, I could do something else with this entirely. I had another thing involved. I didn't bring it with me though. I have to go back in there for it. Let's just fix that up there. I watched another tutorial on this lady that did birch trees, and man, they were pretty. Boy, those are some lovely colors though, I have to say. I'm not minding the colors on that. I'm not wondering if I should even try for the garden idea or just leave it. It's so pretty. Look at that. I think I might do is bring some down to the sides here and maybe drip a little more on these little guys here. Let's see if we can do that. Just something I noticed is they drip really pretty. Boy, that's slow going though. Plus it's more light on one side than the other. What I wanted, it was more dark on the bottom than the top. So, okay, that's not really dripping down. Let's just throw this back. You know, I'm going to take a minute and just sort of clear this off a little bit better. Do that. These need some work. I thought they'd, let's mush these by hand because I think they can withstand that. I think there's basically enough paint there. I need a little bit more, a little bit more paint on that one. Okay. Well, we'll worry about the jewelry parts later. We can always just add more paints to them. Just didn't want it to be such a big glob in the middle. That's gorgeous though. Beautiful colors. We'll just leave those. I'll see if I get some more drips going here for something else. All right, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some of the prettier colors, but I'm going to put them all down in here. I probably should have got a smaller cup. Let me get a smaller cup for that. These things are so deep. They're really hard to, see if I can just get it back out there. Oh, you know, that kind of works. Let's try that. I might do a, okay, now I need more paper towels. Okay. So if I did something like that, give it a shot. Had in mind, gee, that one, you know, that does look like a very nice little bloom there. All right, let's get some different colors going here. Just different flowery colors. That's all we're gonna do here. Then I can drip those on there as well. That'll work out. So I say, so the theory goes that this is gonna work. Well, you never know. I'm so new to this that I never know what's going to happen here. It's just impressive to me, just in general. It's like, wow, look at that. Who would have thought that would happen with that? A little more pink or more this pink, I think. Okay. And I'm going to get a stick, I think. Sticks are good. Yes. Had it underneath my thing. Didn't know where that was. Okay. Now, I'm just going to drip this stick and hopefully form flowers at some point. Boy, I guess you need a lot of paint on these to drip off of them. You guys love learning new things. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mad scientist in all of us, I guess. Okay. Boy, won't y'all be impressed though if this actually works? Then who'll be laughing, you say? Well, no, that's what I'd say. You'd probably be within your rights to think it was still you laughing. Okay. Let's get up. Almost used the wrong cup. Let's get some purple and yellow. Just mix those up like we know what we're doing. That's what's important. It's the appearance of knowing what you're doing. I'm going to dump some of those over there while I have a chance. These did not end up with enough paint. Let's do that over here too. A little gardening thing going on these. I have to mix up more paint. That's okay. Oh, shoot, lost a drop. I changed my mind about where I was going. That was on me. Oh, that's quite pretty. That looks like actual flowers. And now I want to leave that. And more green. Put more green on there. Let's see if we can just do a single color, but drop it. Boy, it's hard to, don't want to release off there, does it? And I'd like to put more of this dark green on this side. It looks so unbalanced to me. Just going to throw that on there. I'm just going to mix it in there. That's what we're going to do. Again, pretending like we know what we're doing. Actually, that kind of works. Well, sometimes you never know. Stumble on these things. That sort of works as a technique, really. Oh, bare canvas there. Okay. Now what I want to do, let's try that. Oh, I almost took the straw out of my drink container. Experimenting is fun. Okay, there's some really big blooms, which is not really what I was going for there. Figure out how to get around that, huh? Put some yellow in some of these. Oh, I didn't know that I wanted neon yellow. Let's put this up yellow. Right here. Mid yellow? Yeah, what's this yellow? Oh, that was the neon yellow. Oh, I had the right yellow. I'm gonna try some drops, but I'm not sure. One thing I need to do is maybe get like an eyedropper or something, because my drops are just too big for these little canvases. They'd be fine on big canvases. That wouldn't be any problem. For these little canvases, they don't really work for me the way they should. I will say though, it is starting to look like a flower garden. Maybe not in the way I intended, but I can't say that that doesn't look like a flower garden. Let's see if I can poison myself with this straw. Okay, let's try this way. All right, I'm going to try this on one of these. I think, no, I like that the way it is. I'm leaving it. Leaving it the way it is. I'm not sure about blowing the flowers. They seem almost better with just dropping them on there. So maybe we'll do that. Anyway, so I was so off put by finding out that my canvas did that, that now I'm using the bigger ones are stapled on the back, so I don't have to worry about that happening. Okay, that actually just plain looks wrong. It looks upside down. Just mush it out of there. I said I'm not minding it too much. I want to get a little bit more, just some lighter colors in here. Some lighter, as if they were lighter flowers. Just a touch of white here and there. And we'll get, where's that guy? Here he is. Him going there. Yeah, actually just touching this down seems to work pretty well in terms of making it look like little bloomy things. As it dries, it'll do bizarre things as well. So that'll help. Might help. There we go. A little bit more of a, put a little bit here and there on these guys too. These guys look like they need more green as anything, oddly enough. Okay. Well, that's all very interesting, isn't it? You know, it looks like a flower garden, I have to say. I'd like a little bit more orange. I like some orange flowers in my garden. Put some purple in there too. One thing about this, I bought this as a set. It's a set of colors. It's not, you don't buy them individually. And I kind of wish they had more in the purple ranges, but I suppose I could try mixing some. That would be all right, I guess. Oh, put some of these in there. It's a little more orange. I want a little more purple than what I got. So a little more orangey, but that's okay. We'll just leave them as orange for the moment. Now the trouble with the straw method of blowing the flowers is it makes them really big. If you want sort of a subtle little approach there, that was just not doing it for me at all. That looks sort of flower gardeny, a little bit like a flower garden in the rain sort of thing, you know? Which is kind of what I was thinking. Of course, they all look a little like underwater scenes, no matter how much I try. All right, now I want to just set that aside and let it do its thing. I might just let it mesh together there over time. Time might be our friend with this one. Oh, that one green area, that looks very homogeneous, isn't it? Really what you want on these things. I think I'd like to get a little bit more color, or even white. Doesn't have to be a color. I think I have all pink up here, which is fine in a sense because flowers tend to grow in clumps. You know, there tends to be all one type in one area and all one type in another. Let's try putting some of that right on this thing. I think I might be running out of that white one. I'd love to get some daisies in there, but I think for this size, that might be a little harder to do. I'm going to try this little guy too, see what he does. Yeah, I guess everything sort of turns pink here after a while. It's kind of interesting effect. A lot of this, what I'm doing right now, since, you know, I'm so new to this, is just seeing what different things do, which is the one advantage to recording. Like I said, if I happen to stumble upon something, I go, oh, wow, I have it preserved. And most of these I don't end up uploading, I must admit to you guys. I don't necessarily upload all this stuff. I wonder if we want to just tilt it just a little bit there and let these things sort of run together a tiny bit. Oh, those are moving very slowly. I know a lot of paint. The more paint you have, the faster it runs. That I learned. So if you're a little bit stingy with your paint like I am, it tends to not run as fast. Let's try and get, one thing that would look fine is this color that I've got there. It would look awesome right there. There's a little bit of that purple, I think. Alrighty then. Now for that jewelry, I need to do a little bit of recon work there. I think I need mostly to add some greens to that. So I'll get a fresh cup. I got all pinks in that one. It's not going to mix too well. I think mostly what I need to add there are greens. If I want to stick within a gardening effect. So let's get a few greens here. Maybe even some yellow. Mostly neon green. This could be worse. But maybe this little one, but I think that's going to be too slow. Let's get this bigger guy out of here. Scoop some greens on here. Like I'm making a salad. Let's get our greens. I just want to fill in with some green here because I feel like I've got enough flower blooms, but I don't have enough paint on there. And if I move the paint around that's there, it's going to just make really big flowers, which might be okay. Not saying it wouldn't be a nice effect on this. But they level out, so if you've got a little bit uneven, if you have enough paint but it's a little uneven, you can let time do its thing and hopefully fix that. That actually looks very much like a flower garden. I'm going to leave that one. Now you here. These earrings have no green at all in them. Just blossoms. I want a little bit of garden look to those. That one might be a little tricky getting around it, but it looks, the blooms look really nice. If I can get enough paint on there for the rest of it. Get some lighter green here. Just mix that with a bit of yellow. Which yellow is that? Is that neon? I think I want neon. Oh, I forgot I had a very pale yellow. We can use that to mix in with that green. I think that would work better. Okay, let's see what we got here. This isn't really, I think the idea of pouring is what I'm doing. I'm supposed to get a big cup and just sort of blotch it on there, but I didn't put on enough paint. Now I'm kind of scrambling around for damage control here. So we do what we can. But that was a disappointment about those canvases. I couldn't believe it. I thought at first I'd messed it up, and then I realized that the paint didn't go, the side was up. So I'm going to take it in. I'm going to take, one of them's dry, one of them's not quite dry. I'm going to take the dry one in and see if I can stretch it back and glue it back in place. It's kind of a long shot, but might as well try, I guess. It's not dry. That should be some sort of adage. Might as well try as not try, I guess. What I like about these pour pieces is they look almost like fused glass to me, at least in this stage. Sometimes when they dry, they don't look as much like fused glass by the time they dry. But at this stage, it reminds me of like working with glass or something. Not that I have not personally worked with glass, but I had a friend who did. So, sort of the same thing. Once I worked with glass once removed. I had a friend that did it. So I'm just going to fill in here as best I can with this stick. and then figure it'll smudge its way out there. Wow, the sun's coming out. Now that's something I did not expect today. I thought it was just going to rain solid all day. I was all set for it. All set emotionally for nothing but rain. Rain and painting today. That's what I did yesterday, and that's what I was going to do today. Still may. Just because it's not raining doesn't mean I have to run out there. Although I often do. I like to take advantage of the nice weather. I mean, I'm in January in Oregon. If there's sun for a day, I want to be out there with it. I'm sure you guys understand. All right, now this I could actually use a few more blooms on there now that I got the green on. Looks better with a little bit more green though. It's kind of frosting my cake there, so to speak. Since I have all this green, well, not all this green. Got enough green here that I can go around these sides super quick. So we will. Saves me painting them later. I'll tell you something honest like. It sure is therapeutic doing these paint pours. I don't know why. I mean, regular painting is very therapeutic too, but there's just something about this. Maybe because it reminds you of finger painting when you were a kid. I don't know. But there's something about this that you really feel relaxed. At least I do at the moment. If I start pressuring myself. Right now, I know that I don't know how it's going to come out. And I found too that, you can follow the tutorials, but it makes a big difference what type of paint you're using. If you're not using the same paint as they are and the same conglomeration of mixture, it's not going to act the same as the ones you're watching. Now this one I needed a few more blooms, I thought. Just a few more here and there. Maybe some little bit of purple in there. Oh, I could use a couple more blooms. What this color? I don't have anything of this color in here. Watch where the top is on these things. I forget, and then it's in the wrong spot. This one's a diamond-shaped one with a hole in the middle there. Now I think what I'd like, so that's how the earrings look. That's how the two pendants look. That pendant needs something more. Maybe a little bit more of the purple, maybe. And I don't know if it'll follow the same as paintings with the jewelry, but if it does, with the paints, but if it follows the same as my regular painting, then probably the jewelry will be a big seller, and I'm going to have plenty of that. Somehow I keep ending up with pink, no matter what I do there. It's a pink and not purple. What's that? Does that have enough blooms on it? Maybe I need a new cup that doesn't have pink in it. Maybe that would help. That's just a lot of pink on that particular one. I think I'd like to do something else with that wasn't pink. But what you say? So right now it just looks sort of pink and green and blobby. Oh, let's see what we can do just pulling some of these colors out a little bit. At least it looks less blobby that way. There's some flowers look kind of blobby, I mean, if you think about it. Still like to get another color introduced in there, a little more of another color. Does that help? The trouble is there's just so much pink in this cup. Get a cup that's not pink, I think. Okay. There's some bright pink. A different pink at least. Sure, pink sounds like a good idea until you look at it and the whole thing's pink. Let's try a bit of orange there. See if I can grab that yellow too. Yellow orange tones would definitely change it. One more in there, maybe a couple more in here too. What the heck? A big old glob, more of a glob than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, that's fine. Globs are nice sometimes. Sometimes a glob is called for. Cool. Flower gardens are busy. There's lots going on in the flower garden. I'm going to put a couple more in here. I've got all this color, I might as well use it. Do these need any more? They're just little guys, so they're probably fine. If we could do like, I don't know, like little butterflies on there or something. It's a little ambitious for me to try on this scale. Okay, well I think we've done all the damage we can do. That looks like a stripe. That should look like a stripe. Let's fix that. Actually, you know what really helped on that was the way I was bringing some strands up like that. All right. Well, you know, I know this is hard to see, and I apologize. It has to do with the glare from the lights. And again, these are not tutorials because I have no idea what I'm doing. This is me just playing around and saving the tapes just in case. And thanks, if I do upload this, then thank you for watching. Bye-bye.